All right, this time we're looking at midpoint on a number line, or the midpoint of a line segment. The midpoint is the point in the middle. So basically, if you took the words middle and point, put those together, kind of abbreviated, you would have midpoint. So that's what midpoint is. We've got a point at -3 and 9. Now that's 12 across if you count when you move. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So the midpoint is going to be 6 away from there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And as I said, you count when you move. Another way to do that is to do the calculation. It's the average of the endpoints. So add them together and divide by 2 since there's 2 endpoints. -3 plus 9 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the midpoint location, they're calling the midpoint K here, sorry. The location of K is 3. All right, so here you can subtract the endpoints to get the distance, and you'll take the absolute value to make it positive. So the distance here is 3 if you do 3 minus a -3. So halfway between them is 0. So this one may be a little bit more obvious on what the midpoint is. Now again, you can average them. -3 plus 3 is 0. 0 divided by 2 is 0. So either way you do it, you get the midpoint. We average these two. -7 plus 1, that's -6. And then -6 divided by 2 is -3. So our midpoint is -3. Again, if you have the number line where you have them all marked, you can count that distance and then count halfway to find the midpoint. Sometimes they may not be integers, the midpoint. So like this one, we can add the two endpoints and divide them by 2 to find the average of the endpoints. We get -11 divided by 2, that's -5.5. So our midpoint, our point in the middle here is -5.5. That is the midpoint. And then occasionally they may give you the midpoint and they may ask for the other endpoint. So here I'm thinking, okay, I got an endpoint. From the endpoint to the midpoint, it's 1, 2, 3. I need to go 3 more. 1, 2, 3 to find the other endpoint. And so the other endpoint is at 2. And then if you wanted to, you could find the midpoint of the endpoints, add them together, divide by 2, or just go back through that. So hopefully this helps you with finding the midpoint on a number line.